'cause there will be a time. Oh, 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 oh. There will be a time. Oh, 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 oh. There will be a time.
Hey guys, welcome on into another episode of Getting Wild with Terry and Friends, free NHL picks. I'm Terry, ready to break down today's slate. 9 games on a Friday, which is a lot. We actually have 9 games today, 9 games tomorrow, and then 9 games on Sunday. So pretty nice schedule. 9 games is a good amount overall. So I'm excited about the next few days of hockey. We will jump into what happened yesterday. Of course, fortunately, I lost my only single play yesterday, but luckily it was a winning day due to winning a couple player point parlays. Players that I wanted to get points, got points. So overall, it was a good day yesterday. Not so good when it came to single plays. Looking at this game, um, Matheson for Montreal continues to perform really well. Great addition for Montreal in the offseason. He got a point again yesterday. Was one of the players that helped me cash one of my 2 parlays. And on the other side, I had Sebastian Aho, which got a point as well. Svechnikov had 4 shots on goal and a hat trick. So great job to Svechnikov. Unfortunately, Suzuki didn't have a point for Montreal, and Seth Jarvis didn't have a point for Carolina. So not a perfect sweep when it came to player props, but I picked the right ones, so I was happy there. LA Kings, Vegas Golden Knights. The hot team comes in with a great road record, and everything pointed to LA. And a ton of people were on LA, so I'm not going to use that as an excuse, but a lot of people, myself included, got burned with the Kings losing. Trevor Moore got a goal, continued his shot streak as well. Kopitar and Kempe both got points, so overall, and Mark Stone got a point for Vegas. So overall, it was a great game with player props. Just the team I wanted didn't finish on top, but that's how it goes sometimes. Here in this one, Travis Konechny continues to play really well for the Flyers, as does I'm totally blanking on his name now. Why can't I? Okay, there. Owen Tippett. Owen Tippett continues to play really well for the Flyers as well. Flyers getting the upset win against the Canucks. I'm glad I did not take the Canucks puck line or Canucks in regulation or anything like that. 4-1 win for the Flyers. This Flyers team, they just continue to find ways to win games when they're not the better team. They face teams with better rosters, and for some reason, the Flyers are able to win a scrappy team. Not a team I really want to go against a whole lot either. Edmonton and San Jose, 5-0 win for the Oilers. Big win for the Oilers here. And Hyman was great. Got my point. My 3 shots on goal. I believe he got 3 shots on goal. But no, he got the point for sure. And it was just overall good game here for the Oilers. Terry, we meet again. Yes, we do. And spoiler alert, me and Nick disagree on everything today. So that's going to be interesting to see how things work. Here comes the boom. Yes. Let's go. Yes, let's go. No, not nice scheduling, LOL. Wild and Jets on Saturday, then Jets at Wild on Sunday, both brunch, yuck. Then Hawks face the Stars again on Sunday, barf, LOL. I know it seems like teams are facing each other a lot. We have Columbus and Toronto on the schedule for today. It feels like Columbus has been playing Toronto every single day. So, of course, I think this should be the last meeting. So that's good. But yeah, scheduling, I don't know. It is what it is. Let's go Vegas Connect the whole world on the Kings and some other shits, which I won't mention. There you go. There you go. Let's sweep the board today, Terry. Yes, Owen. Let's do it. We disagree on everything, but still hit the like button. No excuses, people. Yes, hit the like button even if you disagree with my plays. Um, Much appreciated. But we'll jump into today's slate, and we'll start here with the first game of the night, which is going to be the Detroit Red Wings hosting the Nashville Predators. Nashville minus 101 to minus 110. Detroit minus 110 to minus 115. 6.5s right across the board here in this game. Detroit coming off a 6-3 loss to Minnesota. Of course, a team and a building that they've struggled with for a decent amount of time. The Wings, they can score goals, but the Wings cannot stop goals. They continue to let in goals in bunches, having lost 2 straight games in New Jersey and Minnesota. Nashville, they've also lost back-to-back games facing Dallas and Carolina, and their previous loss before that was Vancouver. So Nashville is losing to some really good teams. They're beating other teams. Detroit just continues to lose games in general. Um, Detroit 2-8-1 in their last 11. They've lost 6 of their last 7 games. And when we look at previous meetings between these teams, Nashville 7-1 in the last 8 games between the teams, 6-2-1 in their last 9 trips to Detroit. Looking at this game, I'm taking the Nashville Predators. I trust them to stop the puck more than I trust Detroit to score. So I do like the Predators here to finish out on top. Wouldn't be surprised if this is a higher scoring game as well, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's lower scoring. So no real opinion on the total. Of course, I do like a lot of player props, so I'm hoping it is more of a higher scoring game. Roman Josi has at least 3 shots on goal in 4 of his last 5 games. Gustav Nyquist has a point in 3 straight games for the Nashville Predators. And Colton Sissons has a point in 4 of his last 5 games. For the Predators, you can get Sissons over half a point at plus money available in lots of books. So that's who I'd look at for Nashville: Colton Sissons, Gustav Nyquist, and Josi points. For Detroit, DeBrincat has at least 3 shots on goal in 5 straight games and 9 of his last 10. He is shooting the puck. He's got a point in 4 of his last 5. Patrick Kane has a point in 5 straight games, a goal in 4 of his last 5 games, and at least 3 shots on goal in 5 of his last 6. So DeBrincat and Kane, both shots on goal over 3 or more shots for parlay pieces there. And Shane Gostisbehere has a point in 4 of his last 5 games for the Detroit Red Wings in this game. Looking at goaltenders here for this one. Alex Lyon is back for Detroit. So that's some good news for Detroit because James Reimer has been absolutely shitting the bed. So it's good news for Detroit that Lyon will be back. Of course, he's had an injury, so his first game back from an injury. We'll have to see exactly how he plays. He was playing pretty well before getting injured, so we'll have to see what happens here. UC Saros unconfirmed for the Nashville Predators. Wings minus 1.5. Lion is back. More. All right. All right. No Reimer. Feels like this line is telling having Wings as a fave. Wings minus 115. I think the odds are pretty right. I think that both teams, it should be around to pick them. I don't think any team should really be a big favorite in this game. I just like the Predators to win, so I'll take them. Patrick Kane, anytime goal. Terry's favorite player. Yeah, he's got a goal in 4 of his last 5 games. Unfortunately, the team is finding ways to lose despite him scoring. So, yeah, he's putting the goal in the net. He's putting the puck in the net, but his team is still losing games. We'll move on to our second game of the day. And this is a game, a matchup that I've been looking forward to, which is kind of weird, I know. But New York Rangers, Florida Panthers. Rangers plus 120 to plus 125. Florida minus 137 to minus 145. Sixes and six and a halves available in this game. And the reason why I've been looking forward to this matchup, and I've been waiting for this matchup. And then when I looked at the schedule today, this morning, and saw that the Rangers were playing Florida, I was all excited. Reason being, all three games between these teams last year, I had a play and I won all three, um, and that is the over six. It was over six. It was over 6.5 a couple games last year as well. Why am I taking this over? Because 15 of the last 16 games between these teams have gone over 6.5. The one game that didn't go over was a 4-2 uh, 4-2 game. So it was a push if you got the six. And for some reason, when these teams face each other, the offense is just um, they have a great game offenses. So looking at it here, I know it's kind of weird. Florida has been playing lower scoring hockey recently. The Rangers have been playing higher scoring hockey. I like um, this game to go over, but I also like the Rangers money line. And this is price play for me. The Rangers should not be plus 125 right now. I think that's pretty crazy here. Yes, Florida's played really well, 10-5 at home. But this Rangers team is the best team in the Eastern Conference and should not be plus 125. Maybe if they're on the road against one of the top teams in the West, okay. But Florida is not a top team, in my opinion. So I'll take the Rangers, who have won the last four meetings between the teams 4-3, 6-2, 5-3, and 5-2. As I said, of course, high scoring games between these teams. So I'll take the Rangers and I'll take the over six. In this one, looking at player props, of course, I took him for a goal in his last game and he got 2 assists. So I'm not going to make that mistake again. Mika Zibanejad has a point in 8 straight games, 16 of his last 17 games. Now, of course, it's probably like minus 200 or something like that. So, of course, you're not going to bet that singly, but Zibanejad point is a great parlay piece. He does have a goal in 6 of his last 8 games. Artemi Panarin has a point in 7 of his last 8 games, 12 of his last 15. And Chris Kreider has a point in 5 of his last 6 games. Those are the Rangers players I would be looking at. And for Florida, Sam Reinhart and Alexander Barkov both have points in 4 of their last 5. So I would be looking at both of those guys. I'd be looking at Zibanejad, Panarin, and Kreider for the Rangers. Give me 5-3 Rangers win. That would be awesome. Got Florida minus 125. I wouldn't play them at minus 140 though. All the value is gone. Rangers as dogs looks too easy. And yes, the reason why we are getting this price is because, and of course, Nick got the minus 125 before goalies were announced. But we have Jonathan Quick starting this game, back to backs for both teams. Both teams will play tomorrow. But Jonathan Quick, 9-1-1 with a 2.27 goals against average, 920 save percentage. Bobrovsky, 69-1, 2.48 goals against average, 910 save percentage here in this one. Quick is coming off a pretty rough game. His first regulation loss, which was against Edmonton. Of course, Edmonton's offense and Florida's offense are two completely different things. So we'll see what happens here in this one. But give me either the Rangers or the over. Give me one of them at least, and I'll be happy. But I think I can cash both here. Anyway, New York Rangers and the Panthers could both lose, LOL, for your Carolina Hurricanes. No, unfortunately, they can't. And trust me, when there's games like Colorado and Dallas and stuff like that, I wish two teams could lose as well, but we can't. Rangers money line only because it's quick getting confirmed. I was leaning Cats if it was just Turkin. All right. Boo Rangers. Tim is booing me. Of course, not too happy because his Buffalo Sabres just lost to the Rangers. But if you boo every team that beats Buffalo, you're going to be booing a lot of teams. Sorry, Tim, but I guess that's how it's going lately. Moving on along to our next game, and I just mentioned it earlier, we have Toronto facing Columbus. And if this seems familiar, it's because it feels like it's happening every day. Of course, these two teams just faced each other twice recently. Now they're facing each other again. Toronto minus 200 to minus 210. Columbus plus 170 to plus 185. Sevens right across the board. I do see a 6.5 at bet 99 in this game. And Columbus lost their leading scorer um, in Zach Greinke, their top defenseman. Uh, he is out. I'm not exactly sure how long he'll be out, but he'll be out for a bit, which does hurt Columbus's offense. Toronto coming in this game after a regulation loss, 4-2 loss at home against Ottawa. So I do expect the Maple Leafs to come out with a better effort in this game. Columbus, they've lost 3 in a row. 2 games in overtime against Washington and New Jersey, of course, losing to this Toronto team as well. Um, and looking at goalies here, we have Elvis Merzlikins confirmed for Columbus, who's 7-8-6, 3.2 goals against average, and 907 save percentage. Nothing to jump up and down about, but he's the better goalie playing today in this game because Ilya Samsonov, 5-2-5, yes, but a 3.79 goals against average and an 871 save percentage. He has been awful pretty much all season long. So when I look at this from a side perspective, Columbus is very attractive at this price. I don't like that Werenski's out. I think that really does hurt them. Not a team with a lot of depth, especially on defense. I do think Toronto's going to be really motivated in this game. So for me, I'm going player prop here. Give me Igor Shinnikov, anytime goal, plus 230 here. You can get him for a point at plus 105 as well, if you would rather go that route. And why am I taking Shinnikov? It's because he has a goal in 6 of his last 8 games. He's got a point in 7 of his last 8. So he's playing really well for this Columbus team. And he gets to face Ilya Samsonov. So yeah, it's a great price here for a really hot goal scorer facing a goaltender that is not good. Toronto defense that's not good. He already scored in one of the games against Toronto. I think he can score again here. Give me Shinnikov, anytime goal in this one. Damn, Terry just slapped him. Hey, it is what it is. Tim, not too long ago, posted the standings when the Sabres were ahead of the Wild and was talking shit. And well, we all know what's happened since then. So I'll just leave it at that. I'm throwing my little digs at Tim, but it's all good. Columbus plus 175 and over 7 plus 100. Toronto too big of a road favorite here. Yes, too big of a road favorite with Ilya Samsonov in net. So I totally understand why Nick is taking Columbus. I just can't do it. I just can't. I can't. Pass lean, Leafs minus 1.5, of course. I could see that. Draw could be a decent look here. Can't lay minus 205 with Samsonov. Yep, me neither. That's why I'm taking Shinnikov. And Steven Montez is already on it. I parlayed him with Jake Neighbors. Plus 1592. I definitely looked at Neighbors goals in back-to-back games. I believe he's got goals in back-to-back games, but we'll be talking about the game in a bit. Looking at player props in this game, Shinnikov is my only player prop for Columbus. For Toronto, Nylander has a point in 12 straight games. Always a great parlay piece. Matthews has a point in 8 straight games, a goal in 7 of his last 8. And John Tavares has at least 4 shots on goal in 9 straight games, 13 of his last 15. Tavares over 3.5 shots on goal is minus 130. So not a price I want to really lay. So it would be a parlay piece for me. but he continues to shoot the puck often. So I would look at Tavares for shots on goal in this one. Heading along to our next game, we have the New Jersey Devils and Ottawa Senators. New Jersey -112 to -115. Ottawa -105 to +102. Sevens right across the board here in this game. Let me take a look at goaltenders. Jonas Korpisalo is likely for Columbus. 7-11 on the season, 3.53 goals against average, 894 save percentage. He has been awful. He did play well against the Toronto Maple Leafs. Stopped 34 of 36 shots. Was able to win his last game. And now faces this New Jersey team. Nobody confirmed for the Devils yet here in this one. For me, looking at this game, New Jersey 10-5 on the road this year. The Devils have definitely played better on the road. They've won back-to-back games entering this game. Ottawa, they've won back-to-back games as well. 9-9 at home on the year. New Jersey 5-1-2 in the last 8 games between the teams. They swept the Senators last year, including a 5-1 win in Ottawa. When you look at the stats between these teams this year, they're very, very similar. Goals for, goals against, all that kind of stuff. But for me, when I look at this game, one team's better, and that's the Devils. So I'll take the Devils money line here at -112. Yes, the Senators have won back-to-back games, and they're probably feeling pretty happy after beating their biggest rival in the Toronto Maple Leafs. Now the Devils come to town. The Devils have had success against Ottawa, and I think this is a good Devil spot here to beat the Senators in this one. Looking at player props for this one, not a whole lot here for New Jersey, at least. Jack Hughes has a point in 5 of his last 7 games. Timo Meier has a goal in 3 straight games for the Devils. For the Senators, Drake Batherson has a point in 11 of his last 13 games. Tim Stützle has a point in 6 straight games. And Josh Norris has a goal in 5 of his last 6. Of course, he couldn't score in the game on when was it? On Wednesday when I had him, he couldn't score, but he had a nice scoring streak before that. So we'll see what happens here in this game. Devils/Sens draw. Line is kind of trappy. Icky. I could see the draw. I could. Ottawa finally playing better. Took a shot with them at Ottawa -105. As I said, me and Nick are against each other in everything today, except one play later on the slate. We agree on one play. Devils and Reg +136. That's nice plus money. So that's nice plus money. It's funny. Isaac says draw. Nick says Ottawa. And Owen says Devils and Reg. So everyone is all over the place in this game. I like the Devils here to finish out on top. I don't know if it's in Reg or if it's in overtime, but I would prefer in regulation because overtimes are too much of a sweat unless you're on the draw. Moving on along to our next game, we've got the Washington Capitals +130 to +133. Heading to New York to face the Islanders, -147 to -155. 5.5s right across the board here in this game. We'll see if we have any confirmed goalies here for this one. And both are confirmed. Ilya Sorokin for the Islanders, 10-5-7, 3.26 goals against average, 909 save percentage. Semyon Varlamov is battling some kind of injury. So it will be Sorokin again in this one. He did just allow 6 goals on 25 shots, so a 760 save percentage in his last game against the Pittsburgh Penguins. Sorokin has just not looked himself this year. On the other side for Washington, Charlie Lindgren, 7-3-3 on the year, 2.28 goals against average, 928 save percentage. He has been great pretty much all season long. The Capitals just defeated the Rangers a couple weeks ago. Now these two teams are facing each other again. And for me, no single actually, I should have pass here because I don't have anything. I'm staying off player props. I'm completely staying off this game. Completely. Part of me wants to look towards the draw, and part of me wants to look towards the under in this one. But um, Sorokin's not somebody I really want to bet an under with right now. When you look at what these teams are doing on offense, Washington's been an under team pretty much all season long. 3-2 win for the Capitals in the last meeting, 4-1 the meeting before that, 3-0 Islanders win in the first meeting. So we've seen unders galore. And for the Capitals, 5-1 in their last game, 2-1, 3-2, 3-2, 2-1. They're playing low scoring hockey. I can't take the under with this Islanders team, who normally in what in NHL we expect, but of course this year's completely wacky. In the NHL we expect the Islanders to be a good defensive team with good goaltending, but that's just not been the case. So this game's a complete pass for me. The Capitals aren't scoring, but Sorokin's letting in a lot. Islanders are scoring pretty well, but Lindgren's been playing really well. So this game is just a complete pass for me. Move on. And I love it, Terry, agreeing on everything is boring. Yes. Yes, that's true. That's true. Any good team that loses 7-0, I'm backing the next game. Isles first period, -0.5. Isles -1. Sorokin masterclass bounce back incoming. We should see a good effort from the Islanders here, but I don't know. I don't know. What are they again? -155. I couldn't look at. For me, it would be Capitals or pass, and I'm passing. Moving on along to our next game, which is between the Chicago Blackhawks and the Dallas Stars. Chicago +310 to +320. Dallas home favorites -350 to -400. Sixes do see a 6.5 at power play available here in this game. And the Chicago Blackhawks coming off a big win, defeating uh, they were red hot Winnipeg Jets, but the Blackhawks beat them 2-1 in overtime in the Blackhawks' last game. Of course, in Chicago, now the Blackhawks head on the road where they're 4-13 on the season. The Stars 10-5-1 at home, coming off that 2-1 loss in St. Louis, but now they're back home. And for me here in this one, no single plays here. I think Dallas wins, but they're -400, so they better win at that price. I can't take them on the puck line here, but I would expect the Blackhawks. I don't expect them to be playing close games very often, so I could see the Stars bouncing back here in this one. I'll look at this game from a player prop aspect. Bedard has a point in 5 straight games, so he's definitely playing well for the Blackhawks. Pretty much their only player that can score goals. Uh, Dallas, it's the top line again. Robertson and Hintz both have points in 4 straight games. Robertson has a point in 6 of his last 7. Hintz has a point in 7 of his last 8. So those two are players I'm looking at for Dallas. Robertson also has at least 3 shots on goal in 5 straight games. He's shooting the puck a lot. And when you face Chicago, you're going to get a lot of opportunity to shoot the puck. So I'd look at Robertson shots on goal as a parlay piece. Both of those players, Robertson and Hintz, to get points. And if you want to add Bedard in to get a point, you could do that as well. Because the Stars have been giving up goals. I guess in their last game, a 2-1 loss isn't really a lot of goals. But before that, 2 goals, 3 goals, 3 goals, 4 goals. So Stars have been giving up some goals as well. We should get goals in this game. New York versus Washington over 5.5. Interesting. Hawks +310 and draw. All right, all right. Dallas money line parlay piece. Isaac says Owen dot 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 dot. I don't know. I would maybe go Dallas and reg just because Dallas money line minus 400 is just not a lot of value to add to a parlay. But I'm not going to judge people. This is a parlay friendly show. So unlike other shows that will give you shit for betting parlays, I won't. I cashed 2 player point parlays yesterday. So I will not bash anyone that likes parlays. And I do think Dallas wins this game. It's just minus 350, minus 400. If that's the bet that loses, it would just really hurt. So to each his own. But I do think Dallas wins this game. And I should check goaltenders here before we move on along to the next game. Bennington. Oh no, that's the next game. Wedgwood confirmed for Dallas, which isn't a surprise. Peter Mrazek is likely for the Blackhawks, coming off a really good game in his last one. Going on along to the third final game, we have 2 more after this one. We've got the Colorado Avalanche and the St. Louis Blues. Colorado minus 160 to minus 170. St. Louis Blues plus 135 to plus 147. 6.5s right across the board here in this game. And both of these teams are coming off different types of games. So the Blues are off a 2-1 victory over Dallas, while Colorado is off a 5-4 overtime loss to Arizona, where the Avalanche had a 4-0 lead. Don't think it was, yeah. The Avalanche had a 4-0 lead before Arizona stormed back and won in overtime. The Blues 11-5 at home this year, so the Blues playing really, really good home hockey. Colorado 7-3 on the road this year. Looking at goaltenders in this one, Bennington likely for St. Louis, should be Georgiev for Colorado. If you saw after the game between Colorado and Arizona, Georgiev was not happy. Was smashing his stick across the glass and the boards. And there was a kid on the other side, and his mom, and I think his sister was. I think there was 2 kids there, and they were like looking really scared. And Georgiev was scaring the shit out of them. So that's not good. Scaring kids. Control your anger. But I can see why he was angry because blowing that 4-0 lead, losing in overtime is definitely going to piss someone off. How I look at this game, like I said, the Blues are playing great hockey, especially at home right now. But this Avalanche team is going to come in pretty pissed off. And I don't want to fade them. Not after the type of game they lost in their last game. I just feel like we're going to get their best effort today in this one. So looking at player props, Nathan MacKinnon has a point in 19 straight games, going for number 20 in this one. At least 3 shots on goal in 6 straight games, 11 of his last 14. Of course, MacKinnon point is not worth much at all, but it is definitely something I would add to a parlay. I think MacKinnon is going to come out with a vengeance today. So definitely look at MacKinnon. Rantanen has a point in 7 of his last 8 games. Cale Makar has a point in 4 of his last 5 for Colorado, and at least 3 shots on goal in 6 of his last 7. So you could look at Makar as well. For the Blues, Jordan Kyrou has at least 3 shots on goal in 6 straight games, a point in 4 of his last 6 here in this one. Should take that off. No single plays for me. Steven did mention about Jake Neighbors, and he has played well recently in his last 2 games. I just don't like that he's having to face this Avalanche team, who I expect to see their best performance today. So staying off this one. Yeah, Terry, I think you should do a 2-leg parlay, anytime goal parlay for every show for fun. I will when I have them. I don't want to force them out. I don't want to force any plays, especially because things have been rough this year. But I do mention players I like in each game, and people feel free to make parlays. Definitely out of the players that I've been mentioning. I'm just going off the value. No hate on parlays. Yeah, no worries. Hey, Blues, Blues, Blues. Lean Avs if it was Hoffer, but Benny's confirmed. Hey, again, scaring kids, karma. Yeah, not good, not good. Thanks for that other angle, Terry. I didn't know Georgiev was a mean goaltender. Well, when he was with the Rangers, him and blanking on his name, Tony D'Angelo. I remember they got into some kind of fight in practice or something. So there's something you can look at. IceX. Devils and Reg, Dallas, Rangers, plus 522. I know Dallas odds are crap, but very confident in Dallas tonight. Hey, all good. I like all three of those teams to win. So I'm with you. Blues, home dog, sign me up. Yeah, and I know, Nick, you do like to bet the Blues. And like I said, the Blues have been playing well. It's kind of it should be like the same situation with your Islanders 7. I know it's not they weren't up 7-0, but the Avalanche blowing this lead, there's no way I could look at St. Louis in this game because I feel like we get the best effort um, from Colorado here in this one. Heading along to our next game, we've got the Arizona Coyotes and the Anaheim Ducks in this one. Arizona minus 125 to minus 130. Anaheim plus 105 to plus 116. Sixes and 6.5s available here in this one. Of course, I just mentioned what happened with Arizona getting that comeback win in their last game. And the Anaheim Ducks, they are also off a win. Let me bring it up here. I believe they're off at least one win. Yeah, they won their last game against Vegas, and now they face this Coyotes team. Arizona's played really well, although 6-9-2 on the road. I would really rather this being in Arizona, especially if I was going to back the Yotes at this price, minus 125, minus 130, getting right close to my cutoff line. This was in Arizona. I would be betting Arizona singly, but it's not. So Arizona money line, a parlay piece for me. I do think they win, but I'm not pulling the trigger on a single play. But I do have a single play in this game, a player prop. Sean Dursey, over half a point, is plus 125. He is a huge reason why the Coyotes were able to beat Colorado in the last game. Dursey has at least a point in 3 straight games, at least 2 shots on goal in 4 straight. Matthias Michelli has a point in 3 of his last 4. And for the Anaheim Ducks, Troy Terry's heating up. He's got a point in 4 of his last 5 for the Ducks, 6 of his last 8. Like the Oats to win in a parlay, and I like Dursey to get a point here in this one at nice plus money in this one. McKinnon or Miko for 2 goals. I would have to look at who's exactly been scoring more, but I would go McKinnon. I think we get a monster game from McKinnon tonight, which we get every game. It's, he, like I said, a 19 game point streak doesn't happen by accident. Uh, he's the heart and soul of that team. Quack. I could see it, but pass, lean, quack, and under. I could see it. Surprised Nick didn't take a play in this one. Yeah. But we'll move on along to our final game of the night. Finally, the game me and Nick agree on. We have the Philadelphia Flyers and the Seattle Kraken in this one. Philadelphia plus 115 to plus 119. Seattle minus 128 to minus 135. Sixes right across the board. There is 5.5s at FanDuel and Bet Rivers. So if you were looking towards the over, you can get the 5.5 instead of the 6. But for me, no total in this game. I'm taking the draw plus 350. I really like what I've seen from Seattle recently. They're starting to get things together here. Winning 3 straight games, all in regulation, but all one goal victories. Went to overtime in their 2 games previous to that, and then won their previous games before that. So Seattle 5-0-2 in their last 7 games, playing pretty well. Philadelphia on the other side, that big win in Vancouver. They have 2 regulation losses in, I don't know exactly how many games it is, but it's a lot. So it would take me a while to count. And they've gone to overtime 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of those games since the end of November. So Flyers have been a great overtime team. Seattle's been playing really um, close hockey games. So I like the draw here. I do think Seattle wins. So I do like the Kraken to win. I just don't like having to lay minus 135 with the Kraken against this Flyers team, who's just a team I don't want to fade right now. So I'll take the draw, and hopefully we get overtime in this one. For the Flyers, I mentioned them yesterday. I'll mention them again. Travis Konechny has a point in 4 of his last 5, 8 of his last 10 games. Owen Tippett has a point in 4 straight games. And for the Kraken, Jared McCann has a point in 4 of his last 5 games. Those are the players I would look at here in this game. Dun, 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 dun. Draw, but less confident now with Terry agreeing. There you go. So everyone go and grab Seattle or Philadelphia in reg. Go grab them in reg. And that's exactly what Owen's doing. He's taking the Flyers in reg, plus 180. All right, all right. Draw for Ice X as well. Darn you, Nick, LOL, but I see Crack winning an OT. That's exactly what I see too. Exactly what I want to happen is the Kraken winning in overtime. But that's today's show. Thank you everyone for watching. Of course, we have another 9-game slate tomorrow, starting with Minnesota and Winnipeg. That's going to be a great game. 2 hot teams facing each other. So tune into that. But best of luck to everyone on your Friday night in the NHL or whatever you're betting on. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Best of luck.